Welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. I'm about to play this video that I got off of Instagram. And it is a little disturbing. But I want to play it because, you know, I honestly think that it needs to be played. And I'm going to play devil's advocate, providing I can get the damn video to play. Just to get that out the way. Alright. So let me explain it. It's a video from TikTok at either name is Heather Janney or Earthly Janney, and it is passenger arrested during a traffic stop. Oh, come on, damn you. Mr. Mike Frost posted this video. So before I go into this video, before I show you this video, I want to tell y'all something. A lot of the comments on here are right. A lot of the comments are also not so much wrong, but not so much right. And let me explain that because one, I don't know what state these guys are in. And two, I've never been a person to break the law outside of a speeding ticket. And I've never been a person to resist the cops. And before I go too deep in this video, I just want to say, a lot of these things can be prevented because I'm a strong believer in if you don't comply, your ass might die. Y'all might not believe that shit. You can take that any way you want. But I'm going to tell you the truth. The main reason why I've always come home from dealing with cops being pulled over is because I complied. The second main reason is because all my life I've been taught that. And I've also been taught, just do what the cops say. But also, I can't speak for everyone else when I say I have been one of the people who's always made pretty decent choices in life. And I've never really broken the law as a juvenile or as an adult. And I've been taught by good people what to do when the cop pulls you over. Because, let's face it, even though I am mixed, I'm still black in the eyes of the law. My birth certificate has the word black on it. Let me double check that, because I'm sure that they have that on there. So, let's see, where is it? Sex male, class D, eyes brown, endorsements none, height 5'3", restrictions none. It does not have my race on this motherfucker. Well, that's interesting. I'm pretty sure that my race was on one of these things. It's got my name, it's got my gender. I don't know why it doesn't have my race, but okay. But this is also not my state license. That's like my license before my state license. This expires in 2024. Now, my state license pretty much says the same damn thing. Does not have my race written on this for some reason. It used to have your race on there, or either I'm overlooking it and I'm blind as hell. So, no restrictions, no endorsements, male, class D, eyes brown, height 5'3", iris ray, I have no idea what the fuck that means. Date of birth, 8/23/73. I'm giving y'all way too much information. And Inspire 8/23/2024. God willing, I live that long. So, this is that license. This is the other license, which I probably should find a way to blur out, but you know what? I don't care. I don't have any enemies out there that aren't here in Charlottesville that's going. So this is the new mandatory state license with that star, and this is the one before that. But they're both still valid, but this one basically is useless. So I just use it as an ID card if they want to run it. If they ask me, do I have the real one? Yes, I do have the real license. Now, this young man in this video eventually does resist. Alright? But he goes into why he's resisting and how he's under investigation. So let me explain it to you. Honestly, I don't know what state they live in, and I don't know if cops have the authority to go identify the passenger. But whenever I've been a passenger in a car, I don't ask any questions. If they ask me for my ID, I give it to them. And it's like, well, if we're going to run your license, I said, knock yourself out. Because it really fucking makes my day when they run a black man's license and have nothing. When they come back and say, okay, Mr. Williams, have a good day. No, they have nothing. So before I show this video, two things. For if you are officers and you're watching this video, this is very, very important. Especially if you are a white officer and you are watching this video. Because this affects you. One, your approach needs to change. And I will be making a video completely about police officers approaching, providing that don't forget that we make this video right now. Your approach of coming up to a man of color and saying, "Hey boy," doesn't work. That only incites arguments. How about coming up to a person, no matter how bad you or mad you are, and saying, "Excuse me, sir," or "How are you doing today?" Because they could be having a bad fucking day, which does not help the situation if they're already having a bad day to have the blue lights have pulled them over. Especially if they're in the passenger seat. Him and the girlfriend could have been arguing before they started recording the video. Now, as in all videos, and I say this lovingly to everyone who's recording all the shit that's going on, we never see how the shit begins. And everybody's going to have to start running around in their cars with these camera devices recording everything. Because if you don't get the full story, and you don't get to get the cop in trouble if the cop is actually being a dick. Now for this video, I can't say if the cop was being a dick because they become very dickish as the young man starts to talk and they start to grab him. And then the video itself is roughly almost 3 minutes long. So without further ado, and if you can ignore the Facebook bubbles, we're going to do this now. And we're going to attempt to do this now.
You said she was going what?
45 and a 30.
Alright, so if she going 45 and a 30, they pulled her over for a traffic ticket. How is it lawful for them to get the identification of the passenger, which they did not get, but said they identified him?
Edward, please.
That wasn't necessary. The cop didn't have to reach in the car.
I call myself, bro. I'm on the phone, obviously. You took your time with your investigation. I can't take my time and get off my car. My child didn't have multiple chances. Give me a kiss, babe.
Okay, do you want to come out on
Get off me. Get off me. Do you understand that they pulling on me like they dogs? I'm a human being.
Get out the car.
Then back up and let me get out. I kissed my family goodbye. Get off me.
Yeah. Come on.
Let me get out then.
I did nothing about that, okay?
There's no investigation to be done.
Edward.
Do you want to do this the easy way?
There's no. What are you talking? You wrote her a traffic ticket, correct?
Okay. You have a warrant for your arrest, okay?
There's no investigation to be done. You pulled her over for a traffic ticket.
If all my units are out, radio 4 from a distance to start turning around.
Can you please stop touching me?
I don't want to keep doing this, but you're not.
Look at him. Look at him like he's a dog or something.
Because you're acting.
That's psychotic.
Okay.
You investigated a traffic ticket.
And we found you to be under.
That is highly illegal. How is that legal?
You can go to court.
And you're grabbing my head. You didn't even let me. Can I get out the car? Can you get off of me, please?
Can you get out of the car?
Can you get off of me?
You can take your leg
Can you get off? Let me get out then. You're breaking my vehicle.
Then get out of the car.
Let me get out. I'm not trying to be slammed on the ground.
You're not going to be slammed.
That's obviously what you're trying to do.
I'm
Look
trying
at
to do that.
Look at you. Look at you. Babe, get out the car and record it. Get out the car.
I am.
Get out of the car and record it.
I can see you.
Was that hard? Was that hard?
Okay. Look,
A traffic ticket.
I'm gonna tell you. Honestly, he did make it a little bit harder than it needed to be. However, they really didn't give him a chance to get out of the car when the first thing the officer did was reach in and try to put him in a fucking headlock. Don't think that I wasn't gonna mention that. You know, they did literally reach out and try to put him in a headlock. Watch and see.
You said she was going what?
45 and a 30.
Alright, so if she going 45 and a 30, they pulled her over for a traffic ticket. how is it lawful for them to get the identification of the passenger, which they did not get, but said they identified him?
See that?
Edwin, please. Please, no.
They not trying to let me get out of the car myself, bro.
Which was true. They were not trying to let him get out of the car himself. They were like hell bent on not letting him get out of the car. Yeah, which is kind of fucked up. But also, you know, I don't think all cops do that. But I'm not going to put anything past anybody at this point in time. Because, you know, things definitely do happen. You know, things definitely do happen. And car situations are always some kind of trouble or there's always something in the car situation, and we missed we missed it because the videos never start at the beginning. Videos that are being recorded with incidences like this generally only happen from the end or from the middle to the end. Now, like I said, if you are a white cop and you are watching, this is what not to do in this situation so that you don't have to deal with this shit. If you are a young black man of color, pay the fuck attention. First off and foremost, comply. Even if you got a warrant for your arrest, comply. Because if they got a warrant for your arrest, they already know where you live, and they can always come to your fucking house. Period. I ought to know. I had a warrant for my arrest for 2 text messages and 2 love songs. So trust me, they will come to your house. 9 times out of 10, a warrant from your arrest is basically a warning to let you know that your ass needs to go to court. Alright? And now, unless you like committed a bank robbery or some shit, you know, I did something that really was really stupid. I was trying to win back my girlfriend, and I sent her 2 love songs and 2 text messages, and I found myself in court. I learned 2 things on that day. 1, I called the cops as soon as they left the warrant. I was at work, so when I came home, I was told by everybody, the cops is looking for you. Now, I'm going to give you the honest truth. First, I was scared as shit because I'm thinking, where the fuck was I speeding to have a cop come after me? The 2 text messages and the 2 love songs was the furthest thing from my mind. Because I speed. I'll openly admit, I am a speeder. I have a stick shift. Stick shifts beg to be driven fast. You might not know that. You might not believe that shit. But I have a stick shift. And they beg to be driven fast. So my need for speed has gotten me plenty of tickets. But I've never been arrested for a speeding ticket. So I'm thinking, where the fuck was I at that I got a fucking speeding ticket? Because I thought I got a speeding ticket. Never dawned on me. Never for a million years did it dawn on me that I would be going to court over 2 text messages and 2 love songs. I mean, really. Never dawned on me. So when I called the cop, you know, I got home from work, and usually when I get home from work, I jump in the shower because I don't want to have the work stench on me. And it's not like I really get work stench because I clean for a living. So if anything, I probably smell like bleach. So I come home. I didn't get in the shower because I waited for the cop. I called the cop, and she told me she'll be there at a certain time. I waited all fucking day for the cop. And so when she finally showed up to talk to me, she asked me, do I know such and such? I'm leaving names off. Y'all know how I do. So I was like, yeah. It's like, well, way back in February, you sent her 2 love songs and 2 text messages on her birthday. I said, yeah. It's fucking damn near fucking June now. Now, because it was like April, it was like either March or April when the cops finally got to me. And so here I was. I done way forgot the love songs. Way forgot the goddamn text messages. And then went on with my life. And then the cop showed up at my door. So me and the cop talked, and we went through the song and dance. And he's like, well, on this day, at this time, your ass needs to be in court, or we will come to put your ass in handcuffs. So don't worry. On this day and this time, I will be there 2 hours early. Which I was. I actually was an hour early. I just had to make that exciting. Just so that you guys might have been losing your attention there. So I got there, you know. And the judge had a case in front of our case, which was taking longer than it should. So he's like, all right, hold on. We'll put you guys on hold for a second. Mr. Williams and blankety blank, are you in this courtroom today? I said, Mr. Williams is right here, sir. I am right here. There's no way in hell I was going to get dragged down here in handcuffs. My ass is right here. I've been here since y'all opened up. My case wasn't until 10 o'clock. I was there between 8 and 9 o'clock. I was going to make sure my ass was there. I technically was there at 8 o'clock because I was lost trying to find what court I was supposed to be in. Yes, it was one of the courts with one of the statues that caused all the clusterfuck, but that would happen later on with the statues and the clusterfuck. But I was at that courthouse. So I'm in there, it's like, well, you know your court case isn't until, I said, that's okay. If I'm here, I don't have to worry about you taking me to jail. No, because I'm already here. No, I walked here so I wouldn't have to worry about my car being towed. It's like, well, I said, hey, my house is in walking distance, dude. So I busted my ass and got here on time. And I dressed up a little bit, you know. Not like a whole lot, but, you know, khaki pants, or cargo pants. Because I don't wear khakis, I wear cargo pants. And that gray shirt right there. My get lucky and get a job shirt. So, you know, I came there ready to go, just in case I had to go to jail, you know, because I was prepared. So, we went over the case. You know, Judge and I had a great talk. You know, sent me home in tears, but I got to go home. Didn't get arrested. Told me what I wasn't allowed to do, and from that day forward, never did. Now, the downside of that was I was basically a prisoner in my own hometown because everywhere that I took Yakety Yak, she would still go there. But those were my spots, not her spots. They were my spots because I filmed there. I do everything there. So then I couldn't go to the Rivanna Greenbelt. I couldn't go to the Monticello Trail. I couldn't go to certain places that I took her to because they became her spots. And she had got it so bad that if I was anywhere near her whatsoever, any contact whatsoever, I could get locked up on the motherfucking spot. So it's like, well, goddamn, I can't go nowhere because everywhere I went was my spots before I met her. And I took her to those spots because I was in love. She was beautiful. I thought, hey, I can take this beautiful girl that I'm in love with me everywhere. That was mistake number one. I can't go to my swimming hole because her property, she has family in Scottsville that has property right where I used to swim. So now I can't go swim there anymore. Just to be on the safe side, because if you're vindictive enough to send me to court over 2 love songs and 2 text messages, God only knows what you're going to do if you catch me swimming in a place that I went swimming before I knew you even lived down there. So you see how that clusterfuck happened. Now you see why I also have a lot of trust issues with women. So, anyway, unlike this young man, I comply with cops. But unlike this young man who I don't know from Adam or Eve, I don't know if he has a criminal record. But I will tell you, young men, look, man, everybody's entitled to make a few mistakes. But you can't make a mistake and think that you ain't gonna have consequences for your mistakes. You know, if you're going out and you're causing problems, then you kind of gotta man up and deal with that shit. You know, I don't go out and run with bad crowd. It's bad that you run with a bad crowd, but you also have that option of being responsible enough to not let that bad crowd run you to wherever you want to go and ruin your fucking day and your life and your reputation, and that part is on you. So if you're young and you're black and this video is pissing you off, good, then I'm doing my fucking job. Because my dad always told me, only you can make a decision that can fuck up your life. Alright? Now let me explain how I said that. Only you can make a decision that will fuck up your life. Because unless one of your friends hold a gun to your head or a knife to your neck, you have the ability and the right to say no. And if they're your real friends, they will accept you, and even when you say no. My friends did shit that I just didn't do. They did things that I wasn't into. I'm not going to tell y'all what that is. I probably already have in another video. I'm not going to tell you the friends anyway. And it was just like, alright, Jay, we're going to go do this. Alright, have fun. I'm not going to do that. Why? You a wimp? You a pussy? Yep. But I'll still have my freedom when y'all get caught doing that shit that you ain't supposed to be doing. And none of my friends, with an exception of a couple of times, and I will say a couple of times because I'm going to be honest with y'all, vagina was involved. And, you know, unlike them, I wasn't having sex with very pretty girls or at all. So I would take a couple for the team because mercy fucks our thing. And I would do that, you know. So if vagina was involved, I'm going because I like sex. So I don't want to have sex with just anything walking. But we were like high school. In high school was like every other school for me. Chicks just didn't like me at all. So if they had a chick that was willing to sleep with me, and it wasn't going to be a problem, it happened. However, in some cases, it didn't happen, and it was more her fault than mine. Because I'm one of these people, look, you're not going to sleep with me just so that you can impress your friend. And she's like, that's good, because I really don't want to sleep with anybody anyway. I was like, well, then just lie to them or something. Fake it till you make it, or I'm going to tell the truth when I get back in the car if they ask. I'm like, nah, we ain't do anything. It's like, well, why would you do that if I'm going to lie to them? I said, because here's the thing. I got to live with these motherfuckers. You don't. If I didn't have sex with you, there's no skin off of your back. There's no skin off of my back. We just didn't have sex. You have the right to say no. You don't have to have sex with somebody because your girlfriends are doing it. It's like, what? I said, yeah. Who the fuck you think I am? If me and you are meeting in a room and you don't want to have sex with me, but your girlfriends brought you along because you were with them, but they wanted to have sex with somebody, and they brought me along because that was part of the deal. That was a deal that they made amongst themselves. They didn't confirm that shit with us. So 9 times out of 10, me and the girl just sat down and talked all the fucking time. And there has been a couple of occasions where we both actually took one for the team. But other than that, it was very consensual, and we were barely in our 20s. So, but I felt bad about that shit, and I would try to call the girl back, and I would get the finger. It's like, no, I only did that because my friend insisted, which is why I'm like, well, that's kind of the situation I was in, because I didn't want to do it. So, those things do happen. However, as I got older, I've learned, no, you really can't make me take one for the team. No, fuck that shit. No, you don't have to take one for the team. You can always go home. You can always tell your friends no, they'll still be your friends the next day. And if they aren't going to be your friends the next day, then they were never your friends to begin with. Back to the story at hand about this young black man. As long as I've been breathing, and I mean this lovingly to every young man of color, as long as I've been breathing, with the exception of vagina being involved, my friends could never make me go out and drink, could never make me go out and smoke, could never make me go out and do things that I didn't want to do. Alright? And you have to learn how to say no to your friends. It's not against the law to say no to your friends. It is not. So what you need to learn how to do is honor yourself and be like, alright, no, I don't want to do that. And you need to be firm with your friends and tell them, no, I don't want to do that. Because if you don't, you're just going to be somebody's lapdog, and you'll be their lapdog until the end of your time. I don't know, I've been my family's lapdog with them having all these damn kids and me not being able to live the life I wanted because I've been the bitch nigger that had to take care of kids. Sorry, I had to use the N-word just to point that out. But the bottom line is, if you are young and you are black, you need to comply. I'm not trying to be a dog, and I don't want you going, well, I'm going to do this research, and I'm going to find out all these laws. I'm saying, that's fine and dandy. You can find out all the laws you want. But if the cop is a dick, he's going to arrest you anyway. You comply, and if you don't have a criminal record, and you don't hang out with criminals, and you don't do criminalized stuff, you have no worries. Not all black people are criminals. But if you're going to be a black person that's going to be a jackass and be a smartass and start quoting shit out the law books, understand this. You are not really helping your case. Not really. Because what you're doing is aggravating the shit out of a police officer who really doesn't want to be there. But that might have been the only job he could get because he might not have the brain capacity to get the dream job that he wanted. So now he's got to take a job. Now, kind of like the same reason why I'm going to college. I don't want to do police science or criminal justice, but I need a job because no one on YouTube. I have 105 followers, and I'm grateful, but that's all I have. No, I am not YouTube famous. It would be great if I was, but I'm not. I'm not an influencer. So I have to live in the real world where I have to make money. So when I'm going to work, I do the speed limit so that I don't miss work because my dumb ass is sitting in jail trying to figure out who's going to put money on my books, who's going to pay my car insurance while I'm locked up for dumb shit waiting for the case to come around. And I'm probably one of those people I could get lucky. And if I talk to the judge like, yeah, we ran your record. You don't really have anything on you outside of that little thing with your girlfriend thingy. And you seem like a decent young man. You have a decent job, or at least you are working, where most people of color aren't working. They're slinging dope and stuff, and you don't do that. And we've seen your YouTube channel. So, you know, because they are thorough. Believe me or not, police officers can be thorough. The only one exception is that there are probably 100,000 James Edward Williamses on the planet Earth. I have Googled my name. And surprisingly enough, I do show up, but I'm like way down the line. Now, so that's why I said if I live long enough to have children, this name dies with me. There will not be a James Williams Jr. III. There will not be no way, no how, frack that shit. But the bottom line is, if you are a person of color, do not resist the fucking police. If they pull over your driver and you're the passenger, just get your ID out. And if you've done anything stupid, then expect to go to jail. I'm literally not trying to be on the police officer's side, but I'm telling you the truth. If you've done anything stupid, you know you've done something stupid. Why are you even out? You know, because honestly, if you have a warrant for your arrest, let me make a part 2, because this is 25 minutes long.